And we're live. We're back. So we're going to be talking a little
Hey.
bit about Google, just a little bit, and then John actually has an interesting point that might raise some ears or eyebrows, whatever you want to say, as my voice is dying.
Right.
So we'll be talking
uh
about Google and then going into Meta.
yeah, so it's interesting. Us as digital marketers and us as, business builders, basically everybody that's responsible for like lead and sales. Um, we're always looking for that next kind of competitive edge. What is going to give us that like next leg up on our competition? Like how are we going to be able to beat everybody else? And one of the ways that people overlook because it's scary, it's hard, it's you know, it's not
Cost
something they're
money.
used to. They've never done it before. It costs a lot of money. Exactly. And that's the creative side. What's funny about the whole differentiation between the creative side and the media buying side is the more that you can tie those two together, the easier everything gets. It seems to be that when the creative is launched as a aggressive sales tactic, not necessarily like an aggressive branding tactic, or maybe not necessarily like an aggressive list building tactic, or but if when you're doing an aggressive sale, like ready to buy, but wait, there's more. Did you know? Get this, get that, get this. Like sell. Like take the 10 used car salesmen, give them all cocaine, and just send them out there. Like that is
Okay. It's a strategy.
so that type of strategy, even in one campaign, one asset, can truly change companies. And I know we touch upon creative, but I'm going to go through simply a before and after and the results, and also go into a little bit deeper into the creative because there is no bidding strategy, there's no budget, there's no structure that is better than creative. All three combined, I don't care. If you have shit creative, there's no structure, bidding strategy, tactic, conversion event, nothing that will overcome creative that is not hyper effective. So when your list of priorities of, my company, my campaign, my account, my channel is going down, the level of priority that you should look at is what's going on with the creative, number one. This is more on Meta than Google, but Google follows Meta. So you have to take both into account. If you change Meta, you got to change Google. If you're Google first, you change Google, now you got to change Meta. But the creative is the most important, impactful, and effective changes that you can make, and it can be done within one day. It can be done faster than a learning period. The problem is it takes more effort in order to get that set up that people usually skip and they say, I can have shit performance for next week and go hire an amazing creative agency. Or I can try a 17th test this week and see if I get lucky. And so I'll share a screen. Everyone's been like kind of frozen for me today. I think, am I still on Starlink? Yeah, I'm on Starlink right now. So it's not going to be the fastest internet. I wonder, just real quick, just for I'm just gonna do an internet speed test real fast because it's not running very.
Live
Yeah,
speed
we're
test.
not
Let's see. Oh my
we're not
God.
we're not going fast. So we'll keep the camera off today.
Okay.
It sucks. I'm
Here, I'll
sorry,
full
guys.
screen it.
Yep. So here's what's kind of cool. This is the first 25 days of performance in this campaign here. We're just going to filter down to this one campaign. Is that real? Do they have the exact? Oh my gosh. Okay. I've never seen that before. Wow. Okay, no, it's real because the impressions are different. But I mean, okay, we spent 127.33 versus 127.345, so we're only $12 difference in spend for 25 days. Our cost per result is 1802 compared to 1801. Oh God. All right. And our sales are 67 and 67. All you Gen Zs out there are shaking your hands. So that is the metrics there, 67, and then the cost per result. Now, that was all the way from the 1st to the 25th, or actually technically 1st to the 26th. So there we go. That now we'll probably, look, and now we have a little bit of difference, but pretty much the same fucking performance for almost 2 months. I mean, we're comparing these two time periods and we're not seeing anything different. Okay, right? Now, we changed the creative on the 27th. So, and I'm just going to include today. Now, yeah, the results went down 14%. So it went from 14 down to 12. But we pulled out 83% of our spend and dropped our CPA by 80%. There is a 2-month time period where all of our struggles, efforts, modifications, changes, cost cap, bid cap, blah, 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 landing pages, form fills, form fields, moved the needle by 1%. I said, hey, what if we tried new creative? And
this
so
spend
we
dropped by
took our ad
80%
spend
too, though, right?
Yeah, we took our ad spend down from 26 down to $4,000, and we didn't lose anybody.
Oh, what the heck?
Only
14%. So I mean, some volume, but not nearly as much. Gained a ton of efficiency.
Well, our CPA went from 1,800 down to 300.
Oh my god!
And our spend went from 26 grand to 4 grand. So I could say, hey, would you want to give me $25,000? I'll give you 14. So 25,000 gets you 14, or 4,000 gets you 12. What's a better deal?
I think I'll take the 12, John. Some quick math in my head told me that 12 was the right pick.
Because you don't sniff glue, it was pretty obvious. But yeah, so that's what is very, very, very intriguing. Is this one campaign has completely 5x performance, and I haven't touched a damn thing. And not only that, but the creative that we're using, if we look at this here, watch this. The creative that we're using here, okay? So you got just visually, you know, you got some face to camera, some testimonials, some statics, some static. I mean, there's 34 ads in here. A lot of, you know, there's the dancing one that was kicking ass a long time ago. Like, that's still there. Like, all this shit is fucking old, dead, and gone. I have 34 ads that can't really do anything. It just can't get off the ground. It was just struggling for the previous, you know, basically 60 days. This is just not, it was just not working. I mean, 800, 1,100, 1,600, 1,100, 1,300, 1,800, 3,300, 1,300, $9,000. Like, come on, stop it. All right. And then this is the first week of the new ads. Rather than everything being over $1,000 CPA, it's 381, 181, 121, 33, and 150. Wow, that looks a lot better. And what do we do? Static, a face to camera, a static, a static, a static. You know, they don't look much different, do they?
It looks just like, I mean, I don't really.
They look identical, huh?
Don't really see the difference.
Yep. The thing that we chose a theme, though. Our theme is career change.
Oh, so concept change. Gotcha.
Exactly. Well,
or
now
angle,
we have a
whatever
concept.
You want to call it.
Yeah. Do you remember this one? This was the one that we did like 2 months ago, where we had to basically take everything that was already in the account, try to re-splice together enough content for it to at least make sense to the end user.
Oh, well, because weren't people just clicking on it based off curiosity, and the one that was performing better was like just a dancing video?
Yeah, it was a dancing video, it was a medical biller encoder, and that kind of stuff. We're like, all right, we kind of have at least, yep. So this one, we said, okay, that was our stopgap measure. That was what we said, hey, we just have to get something new in there, and that was the best that they could do. So resplicing 200 ads didn't perform much better. So we have all new ads, but we changed the concept into basically job hunting, essentially the job that no one knows. Healthcare is hiring, the escape hatch. I mean, it's all like kind of the same thing. But now the theme that we're using, now the theme that we're using here as an example is these preppy career programs are kind of insane. Completely online, self-paced, certification ready in 3 to 6 months. Okay, that was a lot different than medical billing and coding.
Yeah.
Now this is
curiosity.
Yeah. Exactly. So the old ones were like, hey, did you know that medical billing and coding is a fantastic job in the industry? And this one was like, the door was open the whole time. You just didn't even know it existed. Turns out there are healthcare careers, not medical billing and coding, but healthcare careers you can apply online. No degree, no nursing, no school required. Job ready is 6 months. less than $2,000 completely at your own pace. So we went from saying like medical billing and coding is the coding where you medically bill and then code and no one gives a shit about medical billing and coding. But if I said, hey, jumpstart your healthcare career in 6 months with Preppy, and that's all we did. They went, oh, that's what you guys do. Okie dokie. I thought you guys did medical billing and coding. So simply just by changing that narrative there, the only modification that we did, and I think we'll go back to our screen.
Yep.
Where we're live.
It's bugging out
there
right. There we go.
So that was what was interesting is all we did is we said, hey, let's choose a concept. What's the concept? There are healthcare careers that are hiring that are available that you can get into right away. Fucking done.
You don't have to explain. You just have to tell.
Whoa, guys. That is what it took to drop the CPA 80%.
Just change the mess. That's crazy. And that is true though. Like don't explain, just tell. You don't need to explain every little detail and teach them.
They're just bored people on Facebook. And actually let's dive a little bit deeper because I want to kind of bring this back and talk about it. But I mean, I think it's actually a pretty good thing to kind of even just go through even more in depth. The previous one here, like if we look at all of the ads that were running, not this one selected. Let's just do the last 60 days, or actually right up until that point of that day, amount spent here. This is the ad before. The highest spending ad. There's no such thing as a program that actually helps get you hired, or so I thought. University, real employer network, externship access, free tutoring. It doesn't even say healthcare.
Yeah. It just explains the process more versus explaining what it actually is in the first place.
Yeah, but it's like, as an example, if this is the first time I see it, there's no such thing as a program that actually helps get you hired. Okay, so I'm going to say for rock climbing instructor. Okay, there's no such thing that gets you help, or so I thought. Career that gets you hired. I get a certificate. Oh, wait, I thought this was rock climbing. Like, you can see that it doesn't really paint the picture well.
Yeah.
That was the best that we could do. We got down to 900. And we spent 11 grand, 11 grand, 11 grand, 11. I mean, it's not like we haven't tried these things. I've spent $267,000 and at least 5 grand on every single ad. It has not been tested. These things have been tested to blue in the face. All we did was just change our theme. Just one modification. Just such a simple change. Rather than talk about medical billing and coding and try to get the populace excited about something that they never heard of and have no interest in it. What if I said that you just jump into a healthcare career in 2 months? Why the fuck didn't you say that?
Well, it makes sense. Like, you're not trying, like, that's what sales are for. That's what research is for. That's what Google's for. That's what, LLMs are for, is getting more context. You're just trying to convey the message to them, sell them the story. Mm-hmm. So on Meta, at least. So that makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, the concept is simple in that scenario. It's more so just, pain point of like, you need to find a job real quick. Here you go, kind of thing. Get out of the current situation you're in. Here you go. So it's like you said, the escape hatch. You're giving them an escape hatch. So they don't have to feel the stress. And you can lean into like certain pain points based off of that after that on the same general angle. So makes sense.
And now let's hop over into something that is a little bit more data driven, and we're going to start to look at the engagement metrics. So performance and clicks is typically where everyone kind of starts first. I would challenge everyone to kind of flop over here. If you go into the columns of engagement, this is actually one of the things that Andromeda uses more often in order to steer your targeting, your direction, and your avatar cultivation. So deliver reactions, page engagement, post reactions, post comments, post saves, post shares, link clicks. This is all that this covers. This is basically the activity of your ads. And now when we swapped everything over, let's look at the page engagement. Page engagement went down by 92%. Yes, we know that because we pulled our ad spend out by 80%. The post reactions, post comments, all this stuff is all completely now down. Now, let's pull in some more stuff though. Let's look at click-through rate. Let's look at hook rate.
Couldn't you also argue the fact that, like, if you're looking at all those engagements, they could be like negative engagement, that could be people asking questions, not really knowing what it is, and like would never buy the product too. So that's, I want to point that out. It's an example of like, you can't cookie cutter this to where like, oh, what works for one account is going to work for all the accounts. It takes a little bit of intuition, and like in this scenario right here, it's like we weren't even telling the message. Now we told them the message. What do you know? Great results. I don't care about the post engagements. We're getting good results. Like, pretty
Well, dude, my hook
straightforward
rate's
there in
down.
that sense.
My hook rate's down 48%. What the hell happened? I went from 12 to 6.3.
Rough.
What? Why?
Or
Well,
statics.
why did my hook rate exactly? And why would statics work?
Bottom of funnel.
Sticky pixel.
Oh, I see.
I have a
Consuming the already existing
$500,000.
audience.
I have a $500,000 on these poor people for last 60 days, just beating them over the head with something that they think they're excited about. They don't know though.
They don't
And
know
then we
what,
changed-
but they're
Right. And then we said, hey, what? Remember that dude? It's like, oh God, here comes John again. He's gonna say he's gonna hop in the front door, and be like, John's back, and talk about medical billing and coding again. Like, God, this idiots who invited this dickhead to the party. Like, that's typically what ends up happening.
We're
So
just out there
then
farming
the hook
crops,
rate-
John. Farming the
Right.
audiences.
The hook rate drops and the CPAs drop and the conversions stay flat as we pull spend out because the hook rate did drop because those image ads are going to all the people that were trying to figure out who the fuck Preppy was. And it says, hey, here's who we are. This is what you get. You get exam vouchers, you get books, you get blah, 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 you get college course credits, you get, transfers, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, oh, why didn't you say that? And then they buy.
Yeah.
Click the rate only went up 9%. It went from 0.9 to 1.0. Click the rate didn't even increase. So click the rate didn't increase. Hook rate got chopped in half.
That's
But
terrifying.
wait, John said
The
that once
stats.
John says that if hook rates go up, then John says it's good, right? Hook rate is the qualifier for cold traffic. I don't have any cold traffic right now.
Yeah, you're just consuming the warm audience you built up because the messaging was wrong,
Exactly.
but the actual information was still good.
Now we're gonna tie this into last week's learning. Okay, let me pull up Paint. We're gonna do the classroom again. All right. So I wanted to share with you all the learning lesson that we did from last week. If you haven't watched that, I would highly suggest you go back and watch that because that will help explain the first half of the, oh, that's why that happened scenario that we're going to be describing now. So we already taught this once, so we're going to go through again quickly. You have an ad. That ad has the majority of spend, or at least the majority grouped of ads. This could be ad number, honestly, ad number 1 through 3. If you have 1 and 3 ads, that's like, hey, this is their top 3 spending ads, or 1 or whatever, but a higher amount of concentration. This says, hey, I'm going to show these ads. Whoops. I'm going to show these 1 ad or this 1 and 2 and 3 ads to the majority of people. Now, for the last 60 days, what ended up happening is I got 1, I got 2, and I could not get 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I sold 2 of the 9 people. I have 7 left. And what ended up happening is over the course of that time, these people are no longer being marketed to, obviously, because they're dead and gone. And then my ads 1 and 3 are still every day going back to the same people, annoying them yet again, asking them if they're ready to buy. We keep getting rejected. I keep stalking them like an ex-girlfriend. I'm out front of their house. I'm sending them flowers. I'm writing them cards, and there's still nothing happening here. And then we said, okay, you know what? Let's try not ad number 3, but let's try number 4 through 6. How about we try ads number 4 through 6? And then these people said, well, there you go. I'll buy. Oh, there we go. So I didn't increase or decrease any ad spend. Well, I did decrease ad spend only because it converted everybody immediately. But these ads here had the ability to go to the same people that these failed, and these were able to convert them. They're not different ads. My hook rate didn't go up. My click-through rate didn't go up. I just went to the old people who used to say no, and we'll come back here. We went to the old people that used to say no on the old ads, and I said, well, what about this? And all of them converted, and I didn't have to spend any money on them. Because all those people were like, John, all right, just tell me what the hell Preppy is, or I'm out of here. I'm like, all right, you get a healthcare career in 2 months and costs you $2,000, and you can do pretty much whatever you want. All right, I'm in.
I'll bite. Yeah.
when your sales pitch has been confusing for 60 days and then you clarify it at the end, that's the real life scenario that just played out in real time on their phone. And that's how we can visualize that. That's the explanation as to what the back end did.
Gotcha. Now the question with this is, well, number 1, did most of the ad spend go to the statics?
Yeah, actually it did.
Okay.
Or not, I wouldn't say most, but a lot. So if we did
Like
this,
half?
if we went to the 827 and we did, let me switch back to performance, and I go back down to CPA descending, It is $1,100 on an image and then $300 on a video. So I have video, but that's only I would call it 350, 450, 550, 650, 750, 850, 950, 10. So about $1,000. But then the other 11, 14, 15, 16. So it's like 1,700 imagery, 1,100 video ish.
Okay.
If you're just counting like the top 10. So it was not all, but heavier. It was more imagery than video. And with more imagery than video, again, these images are very, very high quality statics that did not talk about medical billing and coding. You know what? I'm just going to go off camera. I'll stop screen sharing every 5 seconds. This is just going to give everyone an epilepsy attack. But right here, hospitals are hiring. This is your way in. 3 to 6 months under 3K. Oh, not. Are you excited about medical billing and coding?
Yeah.
Health hospitals are hiring. Good. Get me into a job. I need a job. And what's funny about this is hospitals are hiring. This is your way and get certified as a sterile processing tech. This here, crushing it. For some reason, sterile processing tech is what everybody wants to be. No one wants to be a medical biller and coder. But sterile processing tech, this one's crushing it. And the reason why this one's crushing it is our previous ad that we were running at the same time talked about the sterile processing in UMSL. So those are just 2 shared pixel. It's a one-off. It's neither here nor there. It's not even worth talking about it. But anyway, the image ads are a lot more succinct, and they just give you everything that you're going to need. Textbook, job support, exam vouchers, $0 extra, all inclusive path. Perfect.
Makes sense.
You're getting the benefit now of the actual brand and what they could do for your healthcare career, rather than getting the masses excited about medical billing and coding. It was that small. That's all it took.
Interesting. So it just cleared up the bottom of funnel call to action, really. So I guess, well, not the bottom of funnel, just telling people about the actual offer in the first place. So I guess the next question I have is, so what is the plan after this? Like, what are you going to do when that audience gets dried up? Are you going to go, is it going to go back to outbound automatically? Are you going to create more creative for outbound? What's kind of the story behind that?
Yeah. So now what we're going to be doing is very, very, very simplistic. We're going to take a look at, not that compare here. This is today, so we haven't spent that much. Let me actually just refresh. I don't know what that spend is right now. Yeah, so this was everybody that converted quickly. This is the day one, $1,300 for sales, came in at 333. And then, so this is the bell curve. So the reason why your per purchase would go low, high, then low, and the same reason why your purchases are going to go from high, low to high. And this is, if we visualize this on a graph, which we are now, I'll explain the reasoning. There's a lot of people here, very thin people here, and more people over here, and you actually cycle through them. This portion is your sticky pixel. New ads come in, have high amount of spend, high conversions, all right here, because they said, oh, why didn't you say that before? And then they all go away.
Wouldn't that be recent people as well that saw the ads recently versus like someone that saw it like 6 months ago, whatever the case is?
Oh, yes. Yeah, basically everybody that kind of has seen it. 1 day and 1 year, and everybody in between.
Okay,
if
gotcha.
If you're still semi-engaged with the ads, because if we look at the day 27 compared to day 26, I dropped my spend 66%. And then I 100% increased the results and cut my cost down from $2,000 down to $300. And that right there says that there's warm people who just needed a different message to say, well, that makes sense to me now. Gotcha. So that was the first day. And then now days like 3 and 4 compared to days 1 and 2. Yo, God, why is it going back up? Now it's not up to $2,000. It's really bad. But then you're like, okay, what about the 30th day? It's going back down. Okay, well, how's today doing? Today is, oh yeah, we're under $150. Fuck yeah, like we're cranking now. Today is down to $142 per purchase. We're already 64% down, and we already spent 64% less, and we have the same exact amount of sales. So the reason why that's getting better, obviously, is because of this graph here that I would like to. I'll just finish explaining. So you have a large amount of people here, and they're all hanging out. And then this ad comes out and just scoops up everybody immediately with minimal spend because all these people here were just kind of stagnant waiting to buy. And all of a sudden, boom, we bought all of them. And now there's no one here. So the next pool of audience is flat, which means our ad spend is still high, but now the sales are down because 2 days later is not a sales cycle. So now the people are dead and gone and we have nothing to do this week. That's why, wow, this is going good. What the fuck happened? Shut it off. No, just wait, because things will start to get better as new people start to come in here, learn, or start to get hooked. They start to educate and then they start to convert, but the ad spend is still the same. And now you'll see this start to grow even more over here. So all this basically is a way to take spend, and it's going to overspend, keep it simple, $600 all the way down to $283, but our sales are coming back up.
Okay. So
it blows through all the warm and starts. Yeah, it's just simply lag time in a sales cycle. If I convert everybody that's currently in the room and I say bye and I shake their hand, nice to meet you. Tell the kids that said hi. Oh, welcome, new folks. Come on in, sit down. I'll tell you about everything in the media. Let me just say bye to those folks. That's all that's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's the only transition. Is the out with the old, in with the new. There's a lag. There's a lull. There's a learning period. You know, everyone likes to go on their own podcast and explain what learning period is, but that's what it actually is. It's just your sales cycle.
Interesting. No, it makes sense. I'm more intrigued with the fact that just think of all the potential opportunities that people might be having right now in their accounts where they're just getting so involved into the minutia of explaining it versus just saying, here's what we do, here's what you're going to get done. And then, yeah, just consume the audience that way. It's interesting because that change in bottom of funnel is very similar to just like going on sale, where it's like really good like the first day or two, and then it dies off because people have already like bought the product and consumed, and then they move to the next audience. So same kind of thing with the bottom of funnel there. It's interesting though.
It's the same reason why in the other or not yesterday, but last week's training, it's the same reason why you can take the old ads that were performing well and then reintroduce them again. And is because the same thing. It's like if I said, hey, do you want Taco Bell? And the Taco Bell people say yes. And the next people I say, do you want Taco Bell? And all the Pizza Hut people say no. And I was like, oh, do you guys want pizza? It's like, hell yeah. Now Taco Bell pizza and Taco Bell people and the Pizza Hut people are both gone. So now there's all new people here. And I said, anybody want Taco Bell? And they went, yeah, the three. We're like, oh, good. And I said, I bet the next people are probably going to want Pizza Hut. And you can.
We have a cycle, a pattern recognition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A sales cycle, pattern recognition. Exactly.
It makes sense. So I guess in terms of so the next play then here is you're just going to cycle back in to the older, I guess you could say, top of funnel video ads, things like that. It's the algorithms, you're going to look for that shift, which means that the gem audience or the pixel audience has been consumed. And then from there, you'll probably see a more even split between like your top and bottom of funnel as it's kind of going through its own sort of sales cycle of warmed this person up, here's the offer, warmed them up, here's the offer, warmed them up, here's the offer. And then you can scale. But you're not at that point now where you can scale comfortably because you're just consuming the audience. You're trying to remain efficient until you hit that wall. And then that's when you'll look for that transition to happen. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And what's nice too is I think that what I'm going to be looking at now is it almost has like a jump start of the same people. So let me share with you something that I thought was kind of interesting. As we look at the UMSL campaign, this one here, this is actually where things can get a bit dangerous. And we're running a test right now, and I'll share this with you all next week because it's actually a really, really, really cool but dumb and dangerous test. So the ads that we're running in this account, this is our UMSL. This is stuff that we've been looking at for like the last month, where it's like, hey, we put one campaign, we have one ad set with all ads, we have the other ad set with all of the other ads, and they're running 50-50 spend, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Well, what we found out, obviously, and we've already gone through this, is this one here has the highest amount of spend. It was delivering us 3,000 leads at $8. Now, the sales team of this company is fairly poor. They don't exactly know how to do sales or phone sales or do objection overcoming or even modifying their own sales process on the phone. So I have no data to wonder why this is or is not working. I have $8 leads at 33% dual communication quality lead count, which means if you take 3,000 people here, at least 1,000 people, we've talked with them on the phone. Like they're real people and they're actually interested. So we know that this is all good. But they said, hey, we don't know if the surgical tech is a thing that everyone wants, and that's what everyone is gathering. So I said, okay, so if we have 3,000 leads, we don't know why they're converting, and your best reaction is, well, let's just pause it and try something else. So I said, okie dokie. So we paused this one. We paused it early, and this one was spending $1,600. This goes against my SOP. Here is the SOP in case anybody wanted to see this. We put in big, bold letters, retain high spending ads. Because when we paused this here on the 30th, yesterday was the 31st, which is the first day of the test. Lead flow dropped 66%. Cost per lead went up 10%, and our ad spend went down 62%. And that was simply because the top spending ad was paused. Now, the next spending ads are going to start to ramp up, and they have to make up for that. That is a very hard ask because that was 90% of the account. And so I said, we can pause it. I won't know how long it's going to take. I won't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you if anything does happen, but you can see immediately, this happened here on the same day. Now, this has nothing to do with that. This is that.
I see. So I just picked whatever was easy to consume, same philosophy as before, which was the static.
Exactly. Static imagery went from 33 to 400, converted 31 people. Yeah, like I fucking believe any of this shit. Come on, go faster. 1 second, guys. Sorry.
This is the part that's hard. I think this is the hardest part. I think I can honestly say I think Meta is harder than Google. I'm sorry for all the Google people out there. I started out at Google as well, but this is why I think Meta is so difficult, because this kind of stuff happens, and if you're not familiar with pretty much just what the algorithm's doing, then you're going to be like, oh, static's doing great. Let's push more into static. It's like, no, not.
Look at even the attribution and the time. In one day click went up 37. There's no view.
Yeah, there's no, yeah.
These are imports.
Yeah.
So these are all pure imports. So everything that I'm importing doesn't have view conversions. Out of 60, I only have 2. So this is actually like basically this ad just went, hey, everybody that just saw the sterile processing tech ad, here is the hospital I was hiring. This is, again, it's just going and reminding the people that are interested in sterile processing tech, hey, you should probably come and work for Preppy, or probably come and get your schooling at Preppy and UMSL. Now, this is the bad part. Hospitals are hiring. This is your way in. Does this mean that now the sterile processing tech, we don't have any sterile processing tech leads? We have hospital leads? No. They're sticky pixel. Just because you change the ad doesn't mean anything actually happened.
Audience still stayed the same. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's look at today.
CPMs as well.
Probably.
Potentially.
All right, well, let's look at today. Oh my God, we're down another 50. We're down another 50% in leads. Now we're up another 50% in cost, and now we're down another 30% in spend. Now, you all remember when we were teaching this last week or 2 weeks ago, I said my next plan is to wait for this to fatigue, and then I already have next ones that are primed and ready to go. They're already, it's already ready to go, and I should see ad spend flow to that. And which one? Oh, you know what? I only selected one.
It's already kind of broke the cycle.
What's that?
It kind of artificially broke the cycle by pausing that top performer, though.
Exactly. It really did. And here's the next ones. This one here, and it's matched pair. This one here should have ad spend increase if it is CPA and volume driven. Let's filter to only selected rows. Last 2 days compared to the previous 2 days. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I think I know why that's happening, though.
Why do you think? I have a feeling as to why it's happening, but what do you think?
I mean, I think that it's just like I was saying earlier, you broke the cycle, and so now you have all these people that are warmed up, but the algorithm's being dragged in the direction of statics for now. And so when the static eventually dies out, then it'll jump to this. It won't be a clean transition from the previous winner to the other winner.
Yep. And that's
fatigue,
because
I guess you could say
it's a sticky pixel, and the users, this would end up happening. You had a big ad here, and then you had supported ads. Kind of think of it like a little centipede or caterpillar. And there's its antennas.
Hungry caterpillar, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's got a little mouth, and it's got some teeth sticking out, and cool. All right. So this thing is heading in this direction, right? It's going that way. It is moving this way. This is your main ad and all of your other ads, and it's moving this direction. This is hunting and finding and visualizing and opening the door to all the people to come in, essentially. This is your who wants this free gold bar, whatever this ad is here. And then this person says, oh, wow, I'm interested in a healthcare career. Wow, that's really great. And it's like, yeah, it's only 3 months long. All your college credits transfer. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. We have over 37 different industries, law, welder, healthcare, even if you don't want to, all this stuff. Great. So now what happens is if you chop the head off of something, usually it stays alive, right? No, it doesn't. It fucking dies. So now we have people that are not coming in anymore, and they say, okay, so nothing also can do what? So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now, I don't know why you're here, but did you know that it also transfers to college credits? We took away the hi, nice to meet yous.
Yeah, you're not chewing the food, John. You gotta chew the food.
Exactly. You can't swallow it whole with your neck. Doesn't work. You need to have teeth, eyes, and shit. So it's a very simplistic analogy, but essentially when you cut off the head of the snake, the body dies because there's nothing else. This is the body. And I taught this over a year ago. This here is what's going on.
Dang,
we went, all right.
Speed dial, John. Holy crap.
Dude, I fucking tell this 50 times a day and people are still trying to learn it. So it's just like,
oh my God.
It gets annoying.
So fast.
So the users are still there. The ads corpus was working. We were like going through this process of who needs to see what first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay, we got candidates. And then we just said, what was the best one? This one right here. God damn, that one is always number one. It's always right here. It leads the charge and it just boom, 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 boom. And we said, okay, no more of that. You know how you said this one was terrible? Yeah. Well, nah. Now you got to use this one. And we just literally fucking put a blender into our damn campaign and just hack off the front and say, let's see what happens. So actually, before we did this, I said, good gentlemen, let me just ask you a question. If I deliver you 500 leads and you can't tell me why the fuck it doesn't work, you think it's my fault? And we said, hey, let's change careers because I have 35 ads that all have I have 35 ads that all have leads. And for some reason, you believe that it's creative is the issue. And so that's the part that this is the reason why this didn't work. I'm going to explain the actual catalyst as to why this is a really, really bad idea. If you look at these ads here, I would have to ask you and ask everybody that's watching. Apparently, all of these are bad. So what was the message? Was it those 94 with that message? Those 71, those 61, those 53, those 47, those 38, those 34? It can't be the ad. I have at least 10, 20, 30 leads on every single ad. So what is it? They all cost the same?
Yeah, it
wasn't an issue.
Traffic because it's around the same.
Right. So what ended up happening is we had essentially an amateur C-suite that looked at this in a too technical fashion because no one's ever sat in this chair. If you use one TV commercial to try to sell a building, it's going to fail. But the TV commercial will absolutely make the damn phone ring. So what they're trying to do is take a top of funnel network, which is Meta, and say you need to attract, educate, nurture, convert, reconvert, and I just want to sit here and don't do anything. It's like that's not necessarily the functionality of as to how our ads in this campaign and that strategy was even set up. If I said, hey, under 2 months and under $2,000, you can get a new healthcare career. And you said, yeah, you know what? I'm interested. Let me talk about that. And the other person says, cool, you want to buy it? Like, can you tell? Oh, damn it. These leads suck. They never had a conversation. So they literally asked for marriage on the first date. Well, actually, we just said, hey, would you like to go on a date? They said, yes. We said, we'd like to get married. Like, well, let me get to know you about it. No, fuck you. Would you like marriage? Like, that's what ended up happening. So we're looking at this is I can generate all the leads you want. But if you can't pick up the next thing, talk on the phone, send them information, a packet, talk about it, go through Q&A, have a support system, do follow-ups, get planning. They don't do that with these leads. And they just want to be like, hey, why aren't these people just clicking one ad and then just paying me $3,000 without having to explain anything? That was actually the issue is we have too much of a gap between too good to be true. Oh, wait, it actually is that they are just not telling them about.
Yeah.
And so Meta is not set up and designed to do that. Not if you say yes, but also focus on conversions and or leads. So you want to focus on leads, can't focus on sales. If you want to focus on sales, can't really focus on leads. If you want to focus on the messaging, we could do both. So if we focus on the messaging, where is the message wrong? We have 35 ads, all produce 20 leads. If all of them are shit, it is not the ad.
Yeah, as long as the leads are qualified from an interest perspective versus just a spam perspective. which it looked like
Right.
none of those were because the CPA was roughly within like that range. It wasn't anything that was like 50-cent leads kind of thing. So
Exactly. I mean, we're talking like leads are $8, $12, $5, $9, $11, $12, $15, $12. I mean, it's not much different. And they're all clicks. I know they're all clicks. All of them have been
yeah,
here. Like I can see the actual physical click because they're imports. Like, so I know they've actually clicked on that ad and came to the site and converted because of it. So that's what's great is this was a home run. And even changing the plan completely hacked it off. They're going to give it like one more day and then they're not going to make any more suggestions, I hope. But that's kind of the issue is I have 3,000 people that saw the ad, clicked on it. 1,000 of them picked up the phone and said, I'm really interested in Preppy. What do you got? And then you said only 6 sales happened. You can't tell me why. So perfect.
yeah,
There's so much that happens. You can change the creative, but the creative will only take you so far. I'm generating a lot of interest. I am not spending another 100 G's with 20, 30-minute videos as to how this works. You all hired salespeople so that they could do that over the phone.
yeah, makes sense. I mean, sales is
Kind of a
always
unique scenario.
bottom of funnel, so makes
Mhm.
sense. Okay. So in that scenario, then, I mean, you said you give it another day. Really, the reality comes
Mhm.
down to ads are working fine, and they're probably going to want to pause ads to get the sales team figured out or whatever's going on over there, and then turn back on ads when they're all ready to go. For what it seems like, then, based off of that, and just what we typically see in these scenarios, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people just don't know. Like it's especially if you're a new business owner, you just don't know. Like you hear stuff on YouTube and you think, oh, like I can generate a ton of qualified leads and just sell them right away, like easy. It's like, yeah, you hear that, but the reality is every business is different. Like if you're selling someone a toothbrush
Yep.
versus like a house, you're going to have obviously a massive difference in terms of the buying cycle there. And if you're a new
Mhm.
business owner, then you don't necessarily know. I mean, you know the buying cycle, but you don't know how it relates to ads if you're just starting with ads. So it makes
Right.
sense. My wife's, because we're in this all the time and they're not like that's just normal. But
Mhm.
it is, yeah, frustrating when when they can't tell you why. That's a little scary. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
that was it. It was we just don't know why. So the only other lever I'm going to pull is your lever again. It's
yeah.
it's it's kind of like I'm the only one working, so I'm the only one that has optimizations of anything. But it's such good learning. Like I knew it was going to explode. I said, gentlemen, this is going to fucking hurt. If you really want to do this, we could pull that lever, but I do not recommend it. And then like they got on the call today and be like, yesterday was pretty bad. Today's not looking. John, how long should we do this? I was like, I told you not to. It's just the same thing. It's like, how long should we do this? I'm like, okay, and I'm going to stick my foot in a bear's mouth. Now, how long do you recommend I keep it in there?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
frustrations.
So, but what my plan is to turn this back on to what it was before, and then we'll that'll be a fun test. We'll turn that back on and see how that works. I don't know.
Just
It's been
say
fun.
we're learning from it. Let's see what the
Yep.
algorithm does. So learn more of
Yep.
that. Do you want to go
I think we have
into
a
some
couple questions. Yeah.
questions? But real
Yeah.
quick before we do that, quick
Mhm.
update for anyone. Are you seeing anything in Google Ads, or is it seeing like it's doing the exact same thing from what you're observing since the last
So
week?
far, it's exactly the same thing. Actually, some is better. Actually, let me do this here.
The account that I'm testing it in is going into their better season. We just got out of like their
Mhm.
worst 2 months. So it's kind of a scenario
Ah,
where I can't really can't really judge too well yet on my
yep.
big test.
I I've been modifying this company here. Um, I
Oh,
believe
you're lagging
about
out.
to
Hold on
set.
one second. Make it full
Oh yeah,
screen.
it's my stupid internet. Sorry guys. All right.
Then we'll jump
So
into
I
questions after
dropped.
this.
Yeah, and I dropped T-ROAS a lot. Of course, something went wrong. Thank you, Google. Of course, why wouldn't any? Why
It's the
wouldn't you?
hurricanes.
Seriously, right?
It's the California hurricane.
Um, there's a lot of like geo target pause things crap, but no, I know this isn't everything because I've been in this account. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. This thing isn't updating. Anyway, the last 30 days compared to the previous 30 days, I've paused campaigns, reduced the T ROAS. So like this campaign's been paused. That was spending 12 grand, 8 grand, 5 grand, pause. I cranked that one up 76% here. And then I dropped the T ROAS from like 350 down to 220. And what's funny about this is this shows that it doesn't actually necessarily have a lot more conversions. But this week here, and I can confirm this, I actually confirmed it with the client live on a call. This was one of their best weeks they've ever had. Well, actually, last 14 days. This is the best 14 days they've ever had in their company.
Wow. But that's on higher T ROAS too, not super low.
Yeah, but I've been lowering it. So I actually
okay.
I dropped the T ROAS and cranked up the spend 78% this last 2 weeks. So in the last 2 weeks, it went from 50 grand to almost 100, basically adding 40 G's to it. Conversion value went up 52, which is great because we've added 70 G's to it, which is excellent. That's what I wanted. My CPC has gone up 44% because I dropped my T ROAS, but my conversion rate has actually outperformed I have a 90% better conversion rate. So I'm dropping.
God.
And it's
16% is insane.
Yeah, I'm fucking boss. But yeah, it's good. It's working well.
That's almost the highest I've seen in an account actually. And well, that's average, but cold is probably still pretty good though. If that's the average, all I did was just like 14%.
Yeah, look at that. I doubled the spend in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I don't know. Everyone else is saying like I'm scaling companies still doubling, but I'm still using what is applicable to that campaign. Why is it 200% T ROAS? Because I expected a lot of stuff to come from Meta when we launch that in about 1 to 2 weeks from now. So that 220 is going to work its way down to about 100. These used to all have different T ROAS targets, and I dropped them all. If I can actually get this change history, maybe one last try. Maybe I'm just going to do one last try. Come on. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm just in one campaign. All time. Let's just go all time. Why not? Screw it. Do you have anything? Gosh. No.
It's gonna explode.
Yeah. Apparently. I mean, well, I don't know, guys. Anyway, I don't know why this isn't working, but I mean, it's been on since April of 2025, so I know that there's some change history there. We spent $750,000, so yeah.
Oh my god. That's kind of terrifying. 34%. That's the highest I've seen in an account ever.
Thank you.
34% conversion on a non-brand. Insane.
I kind of cheated because it's lead flow and sales, but that's fine.
Oh,
but the sales are real.
You double counted it, but yeah, I hear you. That's still double counting. Is still 17%. It's insane.
But I do need a little bit of forgiveness because it double counted here and I joined there.
Oh, gotcha.
I just joined this account. That's what I was saying. Like the change history should go back to like you see me in here somewhere, but I don't even show up because they've been running it on their own. But yeah, it was kind of nice. This last 30 days or less, like 60 days here.
That's awesome, though. So still nothing. We're still waiting. Still waiting.
Still nothing. Yeah, there's my scale test is working well, so we'll find out.
CPC spikes, doesn't matter. Overall back end of the business is doing better. And this kind of lines up with the theory of everyone increasing their T ROAS target, though, and then them having the best week ever because all the leads are now open for business that were that are getting closed off by their other brands, like other competitors.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. You can even see like this is the there's the cost going up here, and there's the conversion value. It definitely can scale. This is our little scale test where it's like, hey, like we can't grow it. So I'm like, oh yeah, we can. Let's just hold it here. And then we're going to launch Meta next week.
Makes sense.
Good stuff. But still, yeah, you can scale it 100%. And I'm scaling it at a T ROAS that's basically was at 4, getting like a 2. And I was like 4, 3, 2. And I'm like, scale. It's like I'm dropping T ROAS, scaling it. And they're like, I've never made as much money ever. So I'm like, I haven't even looked at CPA yet. Because I don't give a shit.
That's awesome.
All right, let's do some questions.
All right. First one. Does it work for resellers as well? Oh, this is probably regarding Meta. if they have the same
Mhm.
price as others but high competition.
Absolutely. Your challenge isn't to get them to buy from you. Your challenge is to get them to buy. If they're happy about the product and it's a name brand product or something at least that they can touch, look, and feel like it seems real, it's like an established industry, then you shouldn't have any problems. There's two big correlations. You're a reseller. If you resell Nike, fuck yeah, you're leveraging their brand power. If you resell Bikey, probably not. Because when you're a reseller, you're reselling items because you're leveraging it like a franchise. I also can sell McDonald's hamburgers. Are you a franchise? No, I sell it online. Well, that's not possible. Well, I can do that with shoes like a franchise. So resellers, yes, but if they don't have the brand recognition and you can't get them excited about that brand's new product, then it's not going to work. But when you're talking about changing the narrative and saying, hey, would you like Nike shoes? Or sorry, I was going to use a real example. Would you like some Nike shoes? No, dang. What if I went to the people that says introducing the next generation trail runner that has 30% higher, cushion density for 20% longer endurance? Okay. That was different than want shoes. And that was all it was. You want medical billing and coding? No. What about jumping into an exciting health career in 2 months? I want that. It's the same fucking thing. Yeah. So yes, it absolutely could work, but it's going to be much harder to say, what about introducing Fikey shoes with 30% better everything than Nike? You're like, this no-name brand is 30% better than the big top dog. Okay, con artist. Hard to do that.
Yeah. And you have to compete against other resellers on Google. They're
exactly.
going to have to,
so leveraging brand power, yes.
DPA for sure. I definitely have a DPA in there.
Yeah.
Without a doubt for retargeting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If you know the lag time and can explain to this in my account or accounts, is it smart to pull back ad spend during the demand generation times? An example, those middle couple days you showed before, the conversion came back. No.
I wouldn't. I did this here, actually. Here's what's kind of fun. I would imagine you're doing e-commerce. And sorry if I came in late, I went over that. Yes. So I would imagine it's e-commerce, right? If we just hop back in.
If it is, I'm trying to think of. I mean, it would be maybe like a digital product, if I'm assuming correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what account he's talking about, but I'm not sure. Let's assume it's a digital product, so it's D2C. Let's say it's that.
Okay. If it is not something that needs human personnel. So as an example, if this is like Falcon Whip planning, we just did this, I think 2 weeks ago, is we actually did day parting in, look at this. It's not even showing the right fucking change history. It's still on Hello Gravel. Anyway, so we did day parting in this account here, because you can actually see that over the course of a few weeks and months, well, I'm growing it obviously. So that's the cost. And then hey, look at that. Cost up 100 G's and conversion rate only went down 3%. Yeah. There we go. So when you're looking at these here, you kind of see these peaks. So you got cost and conversions. So they're going from like this level, then they went up to like that level, then it went up to that level, then it went up to this level here. Now, yes, we have been increasing the cost, but this is actually when we did it from during the week and weekends to only during the week. And you can kind of see the spike there, the cost $5,800 on Monday versus the cost of $3,300 on Monday. Because while we weren't running weekends, we had other ones running weekends. So look at this here. This is the date that we said, let's do this. And our cost increased 48% and our conversions only increased 20%. This is the first time that we actually hit a scale ceiling. We still have more clicks than we did before. We have more clicks than conversions. So it looked like we absolutely spent a lot more money on the people first time during the week, not second time during the week. What this means is that if I said, hey, on Saturday, I'm getting interested in something. On Wednesday, I'll buy it. You said, no, on Wednesday, you have to get interested and buy it. Didn't work.
Yeah.
I need a couple days, dickhead. All right, fine. So that was the differentiator we found, is if you can find them on the weekend, convert on the week, good. If you find during the week and then we hide on the weekends, I don't know. So far it did get a little bit better, but just way more cost. So never and this is only when people can actually answer the phones too. So our ads only go live when they answer. I should have way more conversions. I have less.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you think
That's
about it,
because
you're just
people
taking
take
a
a couple
piece out of the
days to do
funnel.
something.
You're taking the
Right.
funnel piece out on education. It's long-term investment. Pretty much how I like to
Mhm.
look at it. So
Exactly right.
cool. I think that is all the questions. I believe.
Yay.
So with
Cool.
that being said, we will be having our Q&A in the school group tomorrow as usual. My Q&A is going to get moved to Monday, so just heads up on that due to traveling. But aside from that, we'll have more information as the updates in Google maybe impact our accounts
Yeah.
on low T ROAS.
I
But
don't know.
if not, then we'll keep eating our steaks and have a good time. So
Exactly right. I don't think you know what's funny is I don't really see anything happening soon. I haven't noticed anything, honestly. Like some little weird fluctuations, but that was only reporting based. The top line didn't move. So I was like, I don't know. So far,
yeah,
there's been no change in my counts.
I only have 2 Google First accounts. Everything else is like Meta First. So it's kind of hard
Yep.
to say. But those 2 accounts, yeah, nothing's really
Yeah.
changed on the low T ROAS ones.
Yeah. And an MMM model where NCAC, MER, and spend year over year is top of mind. Some random platforms conversion model metric doesn't really phase me at all.
Yeah, makes
Cool.
sense. All right, guys. Well, then we will see you guys next week per usual. And if you're not in the school group, or if you're on the school group, then we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you there.
Adios.